Hi everyone, this is Laura Godenick with Laura Godenick Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of February 5th through the 18th, 2024. I'm also a therapist, so I will offer a therapeutic lens as well, kind of noting how we can work with the energy and utilize our free will so that we're not necessarily victims of the astrology, because we often aren't. We can work with the energy, use the energy, and learn from what's going on rather than being at the whims of fate. So that being said, I'd love to hear your comments. Please like and subscribe if you gain good things from this content or you find this content useful. Also love to hear about how the astrology is impacting you. And with that, I'll get started. So Monday the 5th, we have Mercury making a conjunction with Pluto in Aquarius. Mercury is a planet of the mind, conversations, how we think. Pluto is a planet about cathartic release, getting to the bottom of something. It can feel intense and like crisis-y a little bit. So there might be a sense of maybe a newfound understanding of something that feels really deep and intense. And maybe like you feel like you have to take action on something you just discovered. You might find out new information about something or uncover information, or someone might tell you information that was previously hidden and maybe not on purpose or anything, but you just might find out some new information. There might be intense conversations. You might have deep insights into the mind. It's a really good day for journaling and uncovering insights about yourself. Good day for getting to the bottom of something, researching, and just generally transformation of thoughts comes to mind. So getting to the bottom of maybe beliefs that you hold to be true that you never questioned before, that are just assumptions that you've made. And it could be a day of recognizing those thoughts and recognizing the impact those thoughts have on your day-to-day life and how you interact with other people. Like a good example, or just an example, might be if you assume that everyone who says no to you is rejecting you, you might act differently with those people and pull away rather than recognizing that they're saying no for different reasons or for them, for their own well-being. So just kind of like, it can be very like recognizing nuanced thoughts that you have that you're not aware of or you haven't been aware of before that really impact how you interact with people. So it's just kind of like a small example. Okay, Wednesday the 7th, Venus makes a trine to Uranus in Taurus. Venus is in Capricorn. She's the goddess of love, beauty, relationships, connection, luxury, pleasure, joy. And Uranus is a planet about freedom, innovation, revelation, revolution, and change, often unexpected. So this feels like a good day for easeful changes in relationships to happen. You might feel confident in trying something new in relationships, trying something new on in terms of roles or the way that you're engaging or interacting. You might have some insights or revelations regarding desires, love, art, collaborations, friendship. You might have a desire for a new sense of style or a new way to express yourself. Venus does rule over fashion and style, and you might get a new haircut or something. It could kind of manifest in a more physical way, or like it doesn't. Sometimes the astrology manifests more internally, and sometimes it's more kind of like physically. Other times it's more out in the world. It really just depends. Often it's all three or two of those things. So. And there might be a renewed agreements in your relationships that bring a greater sense of freedom and authenticity. So I think this is really a beautiful aspect. On the same day, Mars makes a sextile to Neptune. Mars, planet of action, doing things. Neptune is the dream, the vision. So this feels like ease in moving towards a dream or vision. February 8th, the Sun in Aquarius makes a square to Uranus in Taurus. The Sun is our conscious awareness. Once again, Uranus is freedom, revelation, revolution, unexpected change. And also, there's quite a lot of astrology happening the next couple weeks, so this video might be a bit longer. There's a lot going on. But so this aspect, Sun square Uranus, this might feel like unexpected revelations around what you desire around groups or communities, unexpected changes or surprises in groups or communities you're part of. Both Aquarius and Uranus, Aquarius as a sign and Uranus as a planet, are very, they're kind of similar in some ways, in the sense that they both have an archetypal desire to reach an ideal state or an ideal world. So there might be a sense of really wanting to move towards something more ideal, more progressive, better, and having high expectations. So it can feel like a little bit like the world's a disappointment, or you want to kind of strive for this almost like out of reach perfectionistic state. So just being mindful of the expectations you have for yourself and you have for others. There can be more judgment around this day, like towards others and towards yourself. Also just a general, you might notice a general need or craving for more freedom. And so being wary of impulsivity and acting rashly, but it's a good day to kind of, give yourself space to do things a little bit differently. Maybe give yourself the freedom, some of the freedom that you're craving or wanting, or do something different with this day. Do something outside of your routine. So the 9th, February 9th, we have a new moon in Aquarius at 20 degrees of Aquarius. New moons are times of beginning, planting seeds of intention. So this will be a new beginning in the part of your chart that contains Aquarius, so whatever house that is for you. Those themes, there will be kind of a planting of a seed, and we'll see the growth of that over the next 6 months once we have the full moon in Aquarius. So this is a good time to plant seeds around intentions with friends and groups, and that's a very Aquarian ideal, is friends and groups and groups, large groups of people, communities, and Aquarius really values a sense of community. So thinking about maybe what communities you're part of, your sense of belonging or not belonging to those communities. How can you increase the sense of belonging for yourself or for others, make things more accessible, make it better? There's that sense with Aquarius of improving or perfection. So that's the new moon in Aquarius. On Saturday the 10th, Mercury in Aquarius makes a square to Jupiter. Once again, Mercury is the mind, communications, how we think, also things like commerce, local travel. Jupiter is our beliefs, our mindset in terms of big, broad worldview, mindset, philosophy, faith. It's also opportunity. So this feels like a day where you might have big, broad-minded ideas, or you might have access to a more expansive mind. Often with squares and with Jupiter, can be this sense of like overcommitting or overdoing or overpromising, from being like really enthusiastic or really confident. So just be mindful of biting off more than you can chew on this day. You might receive help or support from others, maybe through having the courage to ask, or someone offering guidance or wisdom, or offering an opportunity of some kind. And generally you might notice just a greater desire to learn and to grow, and maybe faith in something bigger. There might be themes around philosophy and belief and what you believe, and exploring your own internal world of belief and kind of what your philosophy of life is. Okay, so that's the 10th. On Monday the 12th, Mars heads into Aquarius. Mars is the planet about action, motivation, doing things. It's here until March 23rd, so it'll be here for quite some time. And so with Mars entering Aquarius, we are putting our energy towards Aquarian themes, which are, once again, just kind of broadly speaking, groups, communities, friends, or an ideal or high standard we have for the part of our chart that contains Aquarius. And also those themes, whatever house that is for you in your personal birth chart, those themes will receive a lot more energy. And kind of, you'll be putting kind of more of your chi and your energy towards those topics. Tuesday the 13th, things get kind of intense. So Mars makes a conjunction with Pluto. And Mars is also like our anger, how we express, feel, our relationship with our anger. And Pluto can indicate power and, the things that are beneath the surface, like, and once it's uncovered, is it gold or is it skeletons? Is it muck? So Mars and Pluto together can be intense and tricky and hard, and sometimes bad things happen in the world, and it's transits like these where I would say be careful. There can be power struggles, there can be explosive anger or intense anger. There could be insights around your anger, around what triggers you. It could be a sense of getting to the bottom of something in a conflict you have with someone. So Pluto can offer that deep insight and ability to dig until you figure out what's going on or what's beneath the surface. This might be a day where powerful actions are taken. So any sort of like advocacy or activism, it could be a good day to, take a stance, take an action. Also, Mars rules our animal instincts. So there could be like an intense sex drive also on this day. So yeah, do with that what you will. On the same day, kind of interesting energy, Venus makes a sextile to Neptune. So this can maybe help soften that Mars-Pluto energy, that Mars-Pluto conjunction, because Venus and Neptune together, when in a harmonious aspect, can create really compassionate and easeful, romantic relational dynamics. So it's a little bit oxymoron a little bit, and I kind of wonder sometimes when two different aspects are happening on the same day, they can blend together and kind of one can impact the other aspect. Sometimes both can exist at the same time, right? Like maybe the Mars-Pluto, that's happening in one part of your chart and there's like intense anger with someone or towards a situation that you're like working to uncover, and then in another part of your chart, Venus and Neptune creates this like very soft, romantic, dreamy state, and maybe you have a really like connective, romantic evening with someone, or maybe you are inspired to create art and be creative or collaborate, and so that's actually working well over here. So lots of times when astrology is happening on the same day that are conflicting or oxymoron, or they're kind of like totally different energies, it might mean that like our lives are complex and dynamic, and we can have like intense things happening over here and soft, gooey, romantic things happening over here. So very normal. So Venus Neptune feels like this easeful energy for creating beauty, creating art, collaborating, maybe even like finding a healthy means of escapism. So like reading or drawing or writing or watching a movie or something kind of more chill. So yeah, do with that what you will. This kind of, once again, an oxymoron kind of day. Okay, so that's the 13th. On Friday, the 16th, Mercury makes a square to Uranus. This feels like a really big shift in perspective that is freeing, mentally freeing. Maybe you have unexpected conversations or messages or news or insights. You might feel a little bit like mentally bored on this day and have a desire or craving for something new. So once again, make a change in your routine for the day, do something a little bit different. Do something like that you don't normally do. Like, so Uranus is all about breaking free of old patterns, changes, doing like a 180. Like if you're going in one direction, Uranus comes in and it's like, oh, I'm going the opposite direction. So this feels like a really good day to break mental patterns that aren't working for you, or kind of once again, that Mercury representing the mind, you might have revelations around certain patterns of thinking that aren't doing you any good, and Uranus comes through and is like, oh, let's do it differently. Let's try a new pattern and see what the results are. So it also feels very experimental. Aquarius, which is where Mercury is all about, it's like the scientist. It's all about experimenting, trying things, trying new things, and just collecting data. So Mercury, Uranus also feels like very out of the box, innovative thinking. So really good idea to generate new ideas, be creative, even doing some like automatic writing could be really useful. Automatic writing is basically like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just like word vomit your thoughts on a page without thinking about it, and just seeing what comes through, what comes out, and having, you might have some new ideas come from that. Okay, and then the same day, Venus heads into Aquarius, where she will be here until March 11th, and she brings some peace and harmony, eventually, to this part of your chart where Aquarius is. Brings more like love and harmony and a sense of beauty to groups and communities and friendships, and also the topics where you have Aquarius in your chart. And then on Saturday the 17th, Venus makes a conjunction with Pluto. So before Venus brings beauty necessarily, this is more intense. Like Venus-Pluto is kind of like the Mars-Pluto conjunction. This brings up intense and passionate relationship dynamics. There could be some obsessive compulsive behavior or thoughts in love or relationships. So it might be like obsessively kind of thinking about someone or something or a situation. It could be a really great day for deep and intimate connections as well. So deeply connecting or relating to someone. You might have deep insights into relationship patterns or needs. Or, if you've been having like a conflict with a friend or a loved one, this could be a day to get to the bottom of it and find where peace is, or if peace is possible. So, Venus-Pluto can manifest more negatively or more positively, and it kind of depends on how conscious we are of what's coming up for us. So, if there are those like obsessive thoughts or like compulsive desires, it's good to just notice and practice awareness of what's coming up and writing it down and just being mindful of it. And it could be a good day to reach out to someone and be honest about how you've been feeling in the relationship, given that there's like maybe safety established before just opening up a can of worms. But yeah, that'll be this first part of February, as all these planets are moving into Aquarius and conjoining with Pluto, is just intense. Just like Valentine's Day is just like, it feels like very unromantic and just intense and raw and cathartic and not easeful necessarily. So, but that's what we get, right? Like in the sense that we have free will, but we don't always have free will over what's given to us, or like the weather. We can't control the weather, so we have free will in how we respond, but we don't necessarily have free will in what's given to us. So it's kind of a good way to think about it. Okay, that's the astrology for the next couple weeks. I hope this was useful. Please reach out if you are interested in how this astrology is impacting you. I am open for consultations, so there's that. And otherwise, I hope you have a lovely couple of weeks.